Maybe I should experiment and do some of these solo pods. Really digging Sean Thor Conroe's One Story podcast, interviewing writers. He's young, 30, at Columbia MFA program, and just a really good reader, and he's like a tough guy physically. He's like sort of like a brawler, it almost seems like, but he sort of takes that to honesty and sweetness and interestingness, and it's funny to watch him do the podcast, and he's so like self-defeating and self-critical when interviewing especially women writers. Anyway, me personally, writing is going fine. As always, trying to like send it out more. But I also have trouble it's not with editing, but it's with the fact that no one knows what a thing should be. And this used to be fun. It used to be fascinating that no one knows what things should be. When I was younger, when I was in a city, when I felt like I was surrounded by people who struggled with the same thing. And I'm seeing that's now so critical. And I really want and need to get back to where I'm supposed to be. It might not be LA, but I think I am going to do a trip to LA, and I don't know, before I decide, I might go back to New York. So much is calling me for that. I so think that that's the place. Where are my people? I have no real life beneath the virtual, right? I'm kind of living for free, which is lucky, but I'm not happy about it, and I guess it's not that I'm not working hard, though I can work harder, and I will. The political question of how can people, creative people, be free to, I don't know, maybe it's that my audience doesn't have money, but that's wrong. My audience does have money. I'm completely failing to think about how much disposable income people I know and people I know I could reach have, right? Again, I can't forget my background, professional work background, and all the things I've read about work, and spirituality and Buddhism, and I don't know, I'm so dialed in to the reality of, again, I keep talking about mushrooms, that we're all connected and we're one vast flesh, but we've sort of been split up into different individual cars and gas tanks and apartments. But yeah, I see that is leading to decay, in a very thwarted human relationship, and just what it is to be a person. Now, of course, I need someone to listen, and that means I need to listen, right? All the things I think I'm not getting, I need to give. And that's sort of the brutal trick of life and awareness, is you have everything you need. You're just holding back, and you can love more. You can care more. You can change more. You can rearrange your brain and your logic and your reasoning and your inner talk for other things and people, and to care. And really caring is the way in, right? The only reason I'm not succeeding more is because I don't care, and I don't articulate my care, right? I keep waiting to be and say what I think I am and should say, when really it's so easy to say the simple thing and just be all about gratitude, joy, love, awe, and give 5 or 10 people good feedback, right? And rebuild who I think my 150 people are. Let go of the past, move on. Things that I don't want to do. And why is that? Why am I clinging to the past? But before getting too deep into the content, we should be able to do this work. And I guess maybe I'm mad that I am free to do it, and that nothing is in my way except reasons I think I can't, or that I have a sense that others aren't free to. So I don't know. Is it impatience? What is the root of my anger and anguish? Is it a resistance to being loved? Is it holding back of love? Being uncomfortable? Probably all those things. Because even if you win at love, you then just need to go free somebody else. I don't know. Am I bored of human relationships? Am I disappointed that I can't, succeed? And, what is success? Isn't success freedom? Isn't success doing what you want? The fact is I can do it. And I'm willing to risk alienation and derision, right? I'm only mad at myself for not going farther. And all the status in the world can't really help you go where only you can go, right? The whole rest of the world falls away. Who you were up until today falls away. Your professional bio, you have to know how to let it go, right? Fame doesn't help you do something that no one else can predict. Am I just mad that there's no audience? Am I mad that no one is watching, or no one has the attention band to do it? But the fact is that I do have a small audience of individuals who have kept up and do listen when I speak. Having more doesn't help. I don't need more. I have enough. And I wonder if I can learn this lesson once and for all. But yeah, I also doubt the value of this, right? I've sort of lost, in a sense, the ego required to go foist myself out there in public. I'm sort of more interested in the alternative. What happens if I don't? What happens if I don't certainly get a job? I'm certainly beyond that. But I don't know. What happens if I don't succeed? What really is the alternative? Creating more stuff. The fact is you're not destroyed. It's not over. And maybe I sort of wish it were. It would be easier if it were the end. If I was out of options. But it's actually far, far from it. So, yeah, what's lacking? Is it inspiration? Is it courage? Again, I think I just need to remember, what do I do best? That's a good question. What do I do best? Lose my shit and become no one? Is that what it is? Completely go rip roaring wild in a Twitter thread? find my footing and then set off and take a rip against what? Cryptocurrency, authenticity, what's the thing that NFTs are, non-fungible tokens, like certification of ownership. But all my yelling leaves me alone. So I don't know what to do about that. I'm alone. And that's really the message of Western civilization. And the poets all get here. Everyone arrives here in their poetry. Poetry leads to an honesty that you can't shake. You really can't get away from it. And your eyes are open. And you've said the truth. And you can't backtrack. And you can't go back to a safer time. Now, you know what? I'm also very critical of people out there on Clubhouse and podcasts and even blogs, trying to get unlonely and try to find a way to do their processing and their shadow work and their self-esteem problems. And somehow I'm, mad at them? I think what gall and audacity you have to think that other people care or that it's content. I don't know. Is it inevitable that you become what you hate? It might be.